I want to thank someone for leaving me this comment on YouTube that I read. So I watched a video about Austin Bennett interviewing Dane Wigington, and one of the first people to run for the Senate that is admitting the problem with geoengineering. He actually interviewed Dane Wigington. So I knew that I would find some kind of secret code in this name. So let's take a look at what it says. Okay, the Trinity of the United States, the cross is in. Okay, the U.S. is a symbol of 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights is associated with Capricorn, and this would be March, would be the ram of Christ, the right ascension meridian of Christ, and the goat. Okay, so the sun enters, the Son of God enters and goes 40 degrees declination. Okay, so this is the ascension of the sun till you get into when the lunar calendar says the number 13, right? 13 months. I'm sorry, 13 months in the lunar cycle, but we're on a solar cycle, so there's 12. Okay, so the lunar would be the female rule, and the solar would be the male. And this is more proof that we're dominated by the cube, Mecca, the male instead of the female. The female moon should rule this earth. The moon is the female electromagnetic energy. The sun is the male electromagnetic energy. The female is spiritual, the male is the flesh. It's physical. Okay? And it's not a coincidence that the moon is gray. They call aliens grays, by the way, because it's black and white. Okay, it is an energy resonating frequency of a yin and a yang, a left and a right brain. It's a true Jew and it's a true Christian, which is Christ, the Krishna. Okay, the crystal. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the Trinity of the United States, the cross is in. Ben is also associated with 21, the Trinity. Remember Michael Jackson sang a song about Ben, Big Ben, the bell. And the net. Remember I talked about the net, plan net, internet, network computer. Well, this net has 20/20 vision, which once again, the number 40. This is the ascension of the Christ. From Capricorn to Aquarius to Pisces to the Ram, to the right ascension meridian. Okay? So very important that you understand this, how the ancient religions saw what Ram was. Okay? You read Ram backwards and you have Mars, which is the physical. Right ascension meridian would be also associated with the moon, Venus, and the earth, the female entities. Okay, so let's take a look at numbered gematria. Okay, Austin in gematria is 84, which is 12, which is 3. Okay? And Bennett is actually 80. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Remember, 11 is Jesus in gematria. Okay? So L, electricity, Eve, female, is in the North Pole. And by the way, this is a masculine, feminine symbol. Phallic, vagina. Okay? I'm telling you. So Eve, Elohim, that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's the number 8. That's why God in gematria is 26, is 8. Electricity is God. The sun is electric. The moon is electric. The stars are electric, okay? Venus is electric. Everything's electric, guys. We live in an electric universe. And God is that force, that combined force of all energies, just like the movie Star Wars, okay? So let's keep going. Now, here's another cool thing. If you take 12 and 8, okay, you get 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's the cross. Jesus. Cross in gematria is 74. Jesus in gematria is 74. Of course, 7 and 4 is 11. Okay? So that's very unique. So, Austin Bennett, I am telling you, it's just like the Super Bowl. Okay, Jesus, the Patriot died at 33. Jesus dies at 33. Okay. Halftime score was 12-22, 3-2-2. The Skull and Bones Secret Society. If you take 33 and 41, which was the score, you get 74, which is Jesus. Am I saying the game is rigged? Yes, it's rigged. What I'm telling you is God is he's a builder. He's a mathematician. Everything goes by the numbers. He is giving you signs. Your whole life is rigged. Everything in your life. New test of the mental. It's a test. Let me tell you something. When somebody gives you a test, do you not think that somebody wrote that test? Of course they did. So why would you not think the NFL is rigged? God controls the left and the right. The right is the only one that wins. The left does not win. The left, are the ones who stay in hell. Okay? Hello with their cell phones. They stay in hell. Technology. They stay with Satan wherever he goes. The right goes to heaven. Now, there's so many people that are pretending to be the right that are not. Okay? But you want to look at the word senator. Sin, Trinity of the cross of Or, which is the number 33. Okay? Sin, everybody knows what sin is, east and north. East is the left hand of God, by the way. So a sin of the north. Now, will people from the left rise and come to the right? Yeah. That's whole concept of the teachings of Christ, is to gather the goats and turn them into sheep, which is associated with the she, the female. Okay? EP is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's the Trinity. So she, Trinity. That's what it means. It's exactly what it means. She is the female, the right brain. It could be FEMA, pretending to be the right brain, but they're not. The female. Okay? So it could be X-Men. It can be the number 24, just like the TV show. It could be Sheriff. There it is right there. Marshall. Shall. There's the she. Shall. Mars is the male. It could be Mormon, which is 46, which is the same as saying girl. It could be Mun, and it's the same as saying boy, 42. 42 is 24 backwards. That's the she, the moon. What is it telling you? You are on a solar calendar, so that means the moon no longer controls this world. That's why you go to church and worship Jesus instead of Mary. And then there's churches that go, oh my God, you pray to Mary? Are you kidding me? You pray to Mary? Let me tell you something. Mary Magdalene was the true prophet. She was the redhead. I'm telling you, fire. There's a reason why God gave red-haired genes. Fire. Okay, that's the reason why the first Irish in the United States, the Irish were slaves. Watch the movie Braveheart, how they tried to free themselves from slavery. Okay, people talk about black people being slaves. Trust me, the Irish were the first slaves. By the way, in the central banking system, to where a government, in 1933, the Federal Emergency Reserve Act, where the government formed a corporation, a corpse, a dead entity. Okay, and the president of that corpse is the president of the United States. Okay, so you don't want to be a part of a dead entity. That's why I tell people, do not have a driver's license. You don't want any license, marriage license, birth certificate license. You don't want no license, because this says that you're an employee of this corporation. Therefore, they have jurisdiction over you. If you have no license, they have no jurisdiction. They're even trying to make you get a dog license, to where they have jurisdiction over the dog. They're trying to tell you to sell your dog, just like your parents did, to them, to the state. Are you freaking kidding me? Do not get a license for your dog. That means that they can poison your dog. They can force vaccines on your dog, just like they do in your kids. They do this to your kids because you have a birth certificate, okay? And you have a driver's license. You are an employee of the corporation. And that's why they call it code. C-O-D-E. Okay, corporation of the devil of the East. The East is the left. Okay, the dark side, whatever. It's the corporation of the devil. This is their corporate code. If you don't have a driver's license, they have no jurisdiction over this corporate code. And if a judge puts you in prison, he is violating God's law. He goes to hell. I'm telling you, if you go to a judge and you say, I am a living person, I am not that fictional character of the driver's license, my name in capital letters, sir. So therefore, how can you prove to me how you have jurisdiction over my soul? When I was born of God the Creator, I wasn't born of man. I am a son of God the Creator. I am not a son of man. So how do you have jurisdiction over me, sir? They can't tell you. And if they do, they're going to manipulate and lie to you. And let me tell you something. Watch this. Lawyer. Remember, watch the movie Devil's Advocate. Satan is a lawyer. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's redoing man, the wall of man. Donald Trump is building the wall. The law of God backwards. Redoing 25, number 7. Remember, the Pope is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Pontius Pilate, okay? All right? And he's building the wall. Walmart in Trump in gematria is 88. 8 and 8 is 16. I serve Rome. I'm telling you, the letter P is a 6 upside down and backwards. Fits on the cross. P, B, D, and the number 9. These people will pretend to be the 9s. 11, which is Jesus. They'll pretend to be Jesus. They'll pretend to be the truth. 9 times any number is 9. And that adds up to the cross. They'll pretend to be the ones hanging on the cross. Oh my God. These poor children that were shot in the schools. Let me tell you something. These people can give a shit about the life of those kids. They are tricky. They're ravenous wolves in sheep's clothing. They don't give a shit about life. If they've enslaved you with a driver's license and a birth certificate, do you honestly think they give a shit about these kids? Wake up, people. The only people that care about the kids are us and you. And you better unite instead of divide. You better not allow God's elect to be crucified again and again. Remember, you killed your Christ. All of you. And there's no change. You were enslaved by mind control then. And let me tell you what mind control is. Let me show you. Judas Iscariot, okay? Jesus of the East, okay? Or I, the all-seeing eye, the 9 and the 10, ISIS, backwards, S-I. Stratospheric aerosol injection, okay? That's Satan's artificial intelligence is what that is. Okay, so Judas Iscariot, okay, was a person who was manipulated, right? 30, they gave him the Trinity, the fake Trinity, 30 pieces of silver. And he said, hey, I want you to infiltrate and gang stalk, target, covertly harass Jesus Christ. And then I want you to find out some type of crime that he committed that we can falsely accuse him of a crime. And that's what Judas Iscariot did. Jesus Christ was the first targeted individual, allegorically. Okay? He was targeted by the kings because he was a threat to the high priests, because he had the truth in his heart and soul. He had God's law written in his blood. That's why you drink blood of Jesus and you eat his body. You better understand that. It is sacrilegious, believe you me. It's satanic. It's a ritual. It's a satanic ritual. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Once again, going back to Austin Bennett, a senator talking about geoengineering. There's got to be something up with that, guys.